So I find this pretty interesting. Earlier today, Taito announced that they're putting out the Taito LaserDisc Game Collection. It's coming out December 14th of this year, and this is intriguing. I wanted to discuss this, but there may be some things you need to know before you get too excited. But yeah, I want to take a look at all this stuff and kind of talk about LaserDisc games as a whole. LaserDisc games, they were popular in the early 80s, early to mid 80s, and they kind of from my looking into it in the past, I believe there's been maybe a couple dozen or so Laserdisc games that came out in arcades between like Japan and North America, between the early 80s to the early 90s. Then it just kind of dipped off. But I remember, if you went to the arcade around those times and you saw a Laserdisc game, Space Ace, Dragon's Lair, Time Gal, whatever it was, Cobra Command, what was like, there was a few of them, like Road Blaster. I think maybe I'm getting the names wrong, but you would see these things and it was like a spectacle. It'd be a big thing. Like, holy crap, look at these graphics. Like they weren't little pixel characters shooting stuff. Like this was like animated looking greatness. And essentially that's all it was, just a movie being played. It's a quick time event. You just got to hit the button right when you're supposed to, and then it play the next sequence. You screwed up, it play a different sequence, a death sequence most of the times, that kind of thing. You'd have choices in some games, which direction to go or certain things to do. And they would just, skip to the next part of the laser disc, wherever, track to that part, load up that sequence, and you just continue watching the movie, right? So it wasn't like your typical game. It was just quick time events. And to each their own, man. No hate if people enjoy these games. I know there's a lot of fans out there, with a lot of these types of games, but like for them to still like continually be enjoyable, it's just going to depend on the person. For me personally, I've had a very difficult time like enjoying these games now. One, because I suck at them, just straight up, like, oh my god. But the other, it's just like it's not as much of a game as I would hope. Just a quick, like, it's cool in the arcade, but at home to like sit back, I'm gonna enjoy this, maybe not so much. Like I said, it was more of a spectacle, like an attraction. You'd see these things in the arcade, but this Taito LaserDisc Game Collection, it's pretty intriguing. So they got 3 games on here, and for the first time, Space Battleship Yamato, which was also known as Star Blazers, I believe, is going to have a home port for the first time, because the other 2 games, the Time Gal and Ninja Hayate, I believe is how it said, maybe saying it incorrectly, my bad. Those were like ported to like the Sega Saturn and whatnot, and we did have those in like the US. But yeah, this collection, you're getting 3 games. So Time Gal HD Remaster, they're HD remastering these. We'll have to wait and see how that looks. But there you go, Time Gal HD Remaster. They got some screenshots up here. Just kind of looks like, what I've played through emulation, but okay. An HD remastered action game in which Rika, the ace of the historical security police, goes back in time and tracks down the future great villain Luda, who stole a time machine and fled to the past. So you get that one. And then you're getting Space Battleship Yamato, which was their second Laserdisc game. And I think this one's a little more rare to find out there type of thing. And this one, for the first time, is being released on a home console. Didn't get ports anywhere. So that's why it's a little more rare, I guess. That people probably haven't played this one, or as many people. But this is based off of an anime. I believe they used mostly footage from the movie that this game is based off of, and then they did have some new animation they threw into it. But very neat looking stuff. And then yeah, Ninja Hayate HD Remaster. This was their first Laserdisc game, and they're HD remastering this one as well. Princess has been kidnapped by an evil ninja army. Hearing this news, Hayate sneaks into the evil ninja's army castle alone to save the princess. Got traps, all sorts of stuff. I think a couple of these games, like I know Time Gal, like the game would have like options to make choices and certain things, like to do certain things. It just wasn't like press left, press right, press attack. Like there was choices in some of these games. So there's that. So these have only been announced for Japan as of now. I haven't heard anything about a Western release, right? So they have a normal version, and then they also have a special edition version. Then there's also like an Amazon Prime a Prime Day exclusive pre-order bonus thing we'll talk about in a second here. But the standard edition, You just get the 3 HD remastered games. Just standard, hey, cartridge in a case. 9,680 yen. Sounds like a lot of money. I did Google that a second ago. It's $68 currently. And then there is a special edition, which, maybe what, 140, 150 for this one. So in this addition to the game, it's a deluxe set that includes a video disc and a collection of materials. You get the special Blu-ray disc. Don't know what that entails. We'll see in the next page if they mention it. The game collection material collection, a Rika reprint mini standee, Time Gal reprint mini poster, 2 types. This is all, English Google translated. It wasn't Japanese. Some of this may be like kind of worded weird because of the translation. The LaserDisc game collection sound app serial code, so like a code to redeem that. And then Time Gal reverse game code included. It says accepting reservations soon for both of these, but there is nothing like currently listed anywhere. They're all grayed out. So now the other part of it that they have linked on another page is the Prime Day limited product versions. But essentially, if you can order this on Amazon Japan, which I can order stuff on Amazon Japan, you make an account type of thing. But sometimes they do lock certain items for a period of time to not ship to the US or other regions. So I don't know if that's how it's going to go with this, pre-order release on Amazon Prime Day, or you're going to have to go through a proxy service. But specifically on July 11th through July 12th, reservations for limited product versions of these, they'll probably be listed that way, like Prime Day Taito LD Game Collection. Like it'll specifically say it on there. That way they have a separate SKU. Because I would imagine this is going to be a game code, but you're going to, like, if you get the standard edition or you get the special edition, it's going to come with those 3 HD remasters. And then in addition to, you will get the Space Battleship Yamato arcade game edition, which I would just imagine is just the original release without being HD remastered. I don't know like how crazy interesting that is to everyone, but it is a bonus if you pre-order it on those days. So that may be when the pre-orders go live. That's why everything's grayed out, but we'll have to see. I know they listed down here somewhere, but they do list right here that the Space Battleship Yamato arcade game edition may be sold for a fee at a later date. And obviously any download codes, stuff like that, you would have to redeem through the Japanese eShop on the Switch. So those are just things you would have to keep in mind. This right now is a Japanese only release, and a lot of the game is going to be in Japanese. We'll have to wait to see if there's going to be a Western release or not. I know with other title releases, like NN Games have published them. Strictly Limited Games has done, the physical release in the West. We'll have to wait and see. But I thought this was interesting. Just wanted to bring it up to you guys. So appreciate all y'all. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. You like LaserDisc games? Bye.